Hey, welcome back. This is Apostolic Praise 201, Lesson 1. And in this course, we're going to be learning a lot of new chords, a lot of new fills and runs. We're going to have a lot of fun with the stuff that we're going to be learning. A lot of gospel style, Pentecostal style piano, a lot of cool things that you're going to be able to add to your ministry and add to your playing in this course. In this lesson, we're going to do a really quick review over some kind of advanced chords that you may not have a complete 100% grasp over. If you're coming from AP 103, you have learned these chords, and I just want to take a quick minute and solidify them because you're going to really need to know how to use them to play the songs that are in this course. So the first one we're going to look at is a dominant ninth, and we've learned, of course, there's two different ways that you can make 9 chords. There's a formal way and there's a shortcut way. Well, the formal way, as we're going to go over first, is you're basically going to play a major chord. Okay, you're going to add your 7th to the top. All right, now you're going to drop your root note with your thumb, and you're going to add a D to the top, okay? Or add your 9 to the top. Okay, we're going to use our C for all of our examples because it's just the easiest key to use these for. Okay, so your C9 would be E, which is your 3, G, which is your 5, B flat, which is your flatted 7th, and D, which is your 9. Same as your 2, okay, but it's 9 notes up from your 1. Okay, 9 notes up. Alright, that's the formal way. The shortcut way is major chord, add your 7th to the bottom, B flat, and then add your 9 or your 2. Okay, you have B flat, D, E, G. That's a C9. Okay, so either one of these ways, those are the two most common ways we play them. Alright, the next one we're going to look at is a major 9. And of course, the formal way first, C major chord, add your 7th to the top, which is B. So you have C, E, G, B. This is a C major 7. Remember the trick, 2 plus 7 equals 9. So we're going to add our 9 to the top. Okay, so C major 9 is going to be E, G, B, D. Your 3, your 5, your 7, and your 9 or your 2. Okay, that's the formal way. The shortcut way, C major chord, make it a C major 7, add the 7 at the bottom, and then add your 9 or your 2. Remember the trick, 2 plus 7 equals 9. And you can use that trick for any 9 chord. So C major 9 is B, D, E, G. Okay? Alright, and the minor ninths, C minor 9, if we're going to make a C minor 9, basically start with a C minor chord. Okay, the formal way, add the 7th, the flatted 7th to the top. So you have C, E flat, G, B flat, and then add your 2 or your 9 to the top. Okay, so C minor 9, E flat, G, B flat, D. Alright? Alright, now if we're going to do it for the shortcut way, C minor 9, or C minor, regular, add your 7th to the bottom, which of course we know is your flatted 7th, make it a C minor 7, and then add your 9 or your 2. 2 plus 7 equals 9, and you have B flat, D, E flat, G for a C minor 9. Okay, great. Those are your primary 9 chords that you're going to need to know how to play. Another really important one that you may not have a full grasp on is the fully diminished 7th. And basically, a fully diminished 7th, you're going to take, if you start with a major chord, to make a diminished chord, you flat your 3rd and you flat your 5th. Okay? And then you're going to add your 7th, which is your flatted 7th, to the top. Okay? That's still not a fully diminished 7th. That's a half diminished 7th. Alright? And we're going to use F for this example, but you want to flat that already flatted 7th, and you're going to change that E flat to a D. So an F fully diminished 7th is F, A flat, B, D. Now here's the cool part about this chord. The trick you can use, whatever the notes are in this chord, it's the same for every other chord that you use. So in other words, an A flat fully diminished 7th has the same exact notes. A B fully diminished 7th has the same exact notes, and a D fully diminished 7th has the same exact notes as this chord. You just change the bass note. So whatever notes are in that chord, that's the chord for the fully diminished 7th for that note. Okay? A little confusing. If it's still confusing for you, contact me, or maybe you should look into taking AP 103. Okay, so that's F fully diminished 7th there. Another trick you can use is each one of the notes have 2 notes in between them. So from F to A flat, you're skipping 2 notes. A flat to B, you're skipping 2 notes. And B to D, you're skipping 2 notes. Now, the cool thing about this chord, there's only 3 of them. So once you learn them, you've got them down. Okay, we'll be back in just a minute to go in depth a little bit more and show you a couple more of the chords. Okay, welcome back. So very quickly, I'm going to try to do a little bit better job of explaining the fully diminished sevenths. To show you, I'm going to show you another example here. So, say for instance, we wanted to make a C fully diminished seventh. How would we do that? Okay, so we're going to start with C major chord. Start from the beginning. To make a C diminished, we're going to need to flat our third and flat our fifth. Diminished chords, you always do this: flat your third and your fifth. Now we're basically the shortcut way. You're going to add the sixth note of the scale, which is A, and that's a C fully diminished seventh. Now, if you want to get into the technical aspects of it, what you're basically doing is you're adding your flatted seventh, which is B flat, like a C7, and then you're flatting the already flatted seventh. So it's going to be a flatted seventh. Really confusing, right? So basically, the shortcut way you can think of it is add your sixth. Okay, so it's a C, E flat, G flat, and then an A. Okay, so a little shortcut way you can use there. Now, basically the same thing there. You would have a, if you wanted to do like an E flat fully diminished seventh, it's the same notes. You just change your bass note. If you wanted to do a G flat fully diminished seventh, it's the same notes. You just change your bass note. If you want to do an A fully diminished seventh, it's the same notes. You just change your bass note. So whatever the notes are in that fully diminished seventh, you just change your bass note, and that's the notes for that chord. And you'll see what I'm talking about if you go through and play all the different inversions and play every single key, each one of its fully diminished sevenths. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. The quickie way, if you just can't think of anything else, just start on C, skip 2, skip 2, skip 2, and you've got your fully diminished seventh. That works for any chord, any fully diminished seventh. Okay, an augmented seventh with a sharp ninth. Here's another really interesting one. Okay, it's actually fairly easy if you think about it. Okay, so you're basically going to make a C7. Take it one step at a time. Then you're going to sharp your fifth, and then you're going to add your ninth. Okay, let's do that one more time. So you have C, E, G. Add your seventh, which is B flat. Sharp your fifth, just like a C7 plus 5, and then add the 9, which is D. Okay, so a C7, a C9, and the C augmented 9 is B flat, D, E, and then A flat. Alright, and a couple more here. The dominant seventh with a flatted ninth. This one is going to be basically C, C7, and then your 9 is D, so you're going to flat your 9, which is D flat. Okay, so your notes are B flat, D flat, E, G. Once again, C, make it a C7, add your 9, but your 9 needs to be flatted. Okay, so that's D flat there. Alright. Okay, couple more. The only other one I do want to go over that I don't see listed in the lesson is a half diminished seventh. And what that basically is C, okay, make it a diminished chord, flat your third and your fifth, and then add your flatted seventh. Okay, the formal way you add it to the top, okay, or the shortcut way, add that seventh to the bottom. B flat, C, E flat, G flat, or you can take the C out because it's in your left hand. Okay, hope that makes sense to you. That's basically how we play each one of those different notes. It can be a little intense when you're first going over that. And very quickly, I'm also going to show you where you can substitute these chords just as a quick review, just to get us started off right on our lesson on this course. And then, of course, lesson 2, we're going to be starting some pretty cool new stuff. Okay, God bless. We'll be back in just a minute to show you substitutions. Okay, so welcome back. So one chord I do want to go over very quickly that we did not fully cover a minute ago. This is the last one, is a augmented seventh with a sharp ninth. Now we went over the augmented seventh with a ninth, but we didn't go over the augmented seventh with a sharp ninth. So let me go over that very quickly. So you have, what we do to make that one is basically take a C major chord, C, E, G, okay? You're going to, this is the formal way, sharp your fifth, you're going to add your seventh. Okay, so we have C, E, A flat, and B flat so far. And now we're going to add our sharp ninth. Now we add that to the top of the chord. And basically our sharp ninth, we know our ninth is a D, so our sharp ninth would be a D sharp. So a C7 with a sharp 9 would be E, A flat, B flat, and E flat. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So you have C major chord, C, E, G, sharp your fifth, add your seventh, and then add your sharp 9 to the top. E, A flat, B flat, E flat. Okay, That's the formal way, and that's the way I want you to play all of this chord all the time. There is one other way you can play it, which is like this. Okay, a little bit more of an intense thing where your fingers are a little closer together, a little bit tough. For now, play it like this. Once you get that down, then come back and play it this way. Basically, for this, you're doing major chord, sharp your 5th, add your 7th, and then sharp your 9th. B flat, E flat, E, and A flat or G sharp. Okay, so that's an augmented 7th with a sharp 9. And when you see that written, it's written sharp 5, sharp 9. It'll have a 7th right after the major chord note. Okay, great. So let's go over the substitutions for this. So we have our first song. We have C major 7, C7, F major 7, E7 with a sharp 5, sharp 9, A minor 7, D minor 7, followed by G2 and then G7. And of course, we know we'd ended on a C. So on our first C major 7, we know what we can do is change that to a C major 9. You can always change a C major 7 to a C major 9. Our C7, we can change that to a C9. We can always change a dominant 7 to a dominant 9th to make it sound better. Our F major 7, we can change that to an F major 9. Okay. And then for our E7 with a sharp 5, we can change that to an E7 sharp 5 sharp 9. Okay, which is G sharp, C, D, G. Okay. And then our A minor 7, we know we can change that to an A minor 9. We can always change a minor 7 to a minor 9 for the most part. Our D minor 7, same thing. Change that to a D minor 9. And then our G7, we have a couple of different options on that. The last chord, we can change that to a G9, a G7 with a flat 9, or a G7 sharp 5 sharp 9. Okay, so that's basically substitutions in a nutshell right there for those chords that we learned in AP 103. And of course, we learned all of that in AP 103. If this is really confusing to you, I would recommend going back and taking AP 103 before you come into this advanced level course. So, okay, God bless. If you have any questions, contact me. And in the next lesson, we'll actually start learning some new songs, some new chords, and we'll see you then.